Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktin Bhavadirnaistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 9, text number 35. 2935. The canto name is The Cosmic Manifestation and the chapter name is Answers by Citing the Lord's Version. Please repeat the sloka behind me. Yathā mahānti bhūtāni bhūteṣu ucca-avaceṣu praviṣṭāni apraviṣṭāni tathā teṣu na teṣu aham. Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. Yathā, just as. Mahānti, the universal. Bhūtāni, elements. Bhūteṣu ucca-avaceṣu, in the minute and gigantic. So in the minute and gigantic. Anu, after. Praviṣṭāni, entered. Apraviṣṭāni, not entered. Tathā, so. Teṣu, kingdom. Na, not. Teṣu, kingdom. Aham, myself. Translation and purport by Ziving Grace Abhay Charna with the A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation, please repeat behind me. O Brahma, please know that the universal elements enter into the cosmos and at the same time do not enter into the cosmos. Similarly, I myself also exist within everything created. And at the same time, I am outside of everything. Purport. The great elements of material creation, namely earth, water, fire, air, and ether, all enter into the body of all manifested entities. The seas, mountains, aquatics, plants, reptiles, birds, beasts, human beings, demigods, and everyone materially manifested. And at the same time, such elements are differently situated. In the developed stage of consciousness, the human being can study both physiological and physical science. But the basic principles of such science are nothing but the material elements and nothing more. The body of the human being and the body of the mountain, as also the bodies of the demigods, including Brahma, are all the same ingredients, earth, water, etc. And at the same time, the elements are beyond the body. The elements were created first, and therefore they entered into the bodily construction later. But in both circumstances, they entered the cosmos and also did not enter. Similarly, the Supreme Lord, by his different energies, namely the internal and external, is within everything in the manifested cosmos. And at the same time, he is outside of everything, situated in the kingdom of God, Vaikuṇṭhaloka, as described before. This is very nicely stated in Brahma-saṁhitā 5.37 as follows. Ananda chinmaya rasa prabhibhavitavis तावीर्य एव निज रूपतया कलाभिः गोलोक एव निवसति अखिलात्मभूतो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. I worship the personality of Godhead, Govinda, who, by expansion of his internal potency of transcendental existence, knowledge, and bliss, enjoys in his own and expanded forms. Similarly, he entered into every atom of the creation. The expansion of his planetary parts is also more definitely explained in the same Brahma-saṁhitā 5.35 as follows. Eko api ashu rasayitam jagatanda-kotim yakchaktir-asti jagatanda-chayayat antaha andantarastha purasmanum chayantarastam govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship the personality of Godhead Govinda, who, by one of his planetary portions, enters into the existence of every universe and every particle of the atom, and thus unlimitedly manifests his infinite energy all over the material creation. So first, let us understand what the Prabhupada is trying to explain over here for us. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnanāñjana-ṣalākaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharani Nirvishesha Shunyavad Pashashate Shatarane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So this is the third sloka of the Chatur Shloki Bhagavata. Initially, before the creation, Lord gave this knowledge to Brahma. So this is the third sloka. What Lord is saying that he is talking about the cosmos. So the universal elements. So we know that what are the universal great elements? The entire universe, our material world, is created of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. So everybody we know. And also our body, plants, birds, animals, reptiles, aquatics, that whatever the seas, mountain, whatever we are seeing in this material world, whether it is a living entity or non-living entity, all are made up of these 5 elements. And then, so these 5 elements are created. Before this, there are 2: external energy of the Lord or internal energy of the Lord. All these non-living entities are called external energy of the Lord. And the internal potency of the Lord, it is the spiritual world, and our soul, which is the internal potency of the Lord. And since we are connected with external as well as internal. So we are all called marginal potency of the Lord. And when studying our science, we are seeing that this is earth, water, fire. They all don't have the life. They are all, we are seeing like that. They are not the living entities. So if we are seeing the mountain is not a living entity. Is just a stone only. And we are seeing the ocean, just a water only. So these are all not, they are not living entities, but they are the basic elements. So those elements are created before the creation of the all these living entities. So when we are coming into the existence, that time those were used as the ingredient and we got this body. So that's the reason the Krishna is trying to explain over here that the elements, whatever the elements we are created, those elements there were there before also, and after the creation also it is there, and our body also created by those elements. Even all the demigods, including Brahma's body, also created by these 5 elements only. And so here, this term we may not able to understand properly. What is saying that these elements enter into the cosmos, at the same time do not enter into the cosmos. So how can we understand this? So to understand this, so there is an analogy. How can we understand this? So like for example, our government. So currently, Prime Minister is there. Earlier they used to be kings. So the king means he used to stay in one particular place, but he covered the entire kingdom. So his power will be there in the entire kingdom. Similar way, now Prime Minister there, he may be in one particular place, in one particular room in Delhi, but his power is there in the entire our country. So he can control any part of this country. So that power he has, but he is not there physically in all over the places. That means his power is there, but he is not physically all over the places. So the similar way, Lord is there in Vaikuṇṭhaloka as in his own body, but his energy is pervaded into all the places. His energy is there in all the places. So how a king or a prime minister, he can control, if he put some order immediately, even though he may not be there in the country itself, he may go to the other countries. From there, if he asks something in the particular place, do something, definitely that will happen in the particular place, because he has the power to do that. Similarly, Lord is not physically present in this material world, but even though he is there in the material, so spiritual world, but his power, his energy is there. That's the reason each and every atom, Lord is there. That's what Brahma also confirming. And also in the we studied the Narasimha Avatara, where Prahlad Maharaj, when Hiranyakashipu asked, where is your Lord? That time also Prahlad Maharaj told, my Lord is there in the each and every atom. Even though you break the atom into pieces, if you take one piece from that also, there also Lord will be there. Lord's energy will be there. So that means it's all the creation, it's everything is energy of the Supreme Lord. That means everything is connected. So even though outwardly we cannot see the Prime Minister not present in our area, but he can control our area. Whatever the good things need to be happen in our area, he can take care of those activities. Similar way, Lord is not there in the physically, but he can control us. He can whatever is happening in this material world, he can control us. The similar way, these 5 elements, that is also, it is controlled, even though they are inferior energies. So this inferior energy, in the sense, we are all superior, we are all marginal energies. Our Atma is called superior energy. We after getting this material body, we are all marginal energy. It is higher than the 5 elements. Our body, ourselves, we are higher than the 5 elements. The 5 elements are lower than us because they don't have the consciousness. Earth, water, fire, ether, they don't have the consciousness. But still they are not, even though they are lower than us, we cannot control them. So that we are practically, we are seeing that when suppose the air, if you say the air, if it's a one cyclone, it happened, we cannot control the cyclone. So we can only even though we are in the advanced, we are saying that ourselves as the advanced situation, we can say that there is a cyclone is going to attack. That's all. In the Pacific Ocean or in the Indian Ocean, there is a cyclone. So it will come and it will cross this border, that border. So all the people go and stay in the safe place. We'll see. That means even though the energy, the air is inferior, lower consciousness than us, but what will happen? That is not in our control. We need to safeguard ourselves from that energy also. And in the forest fire, you can see the forest fire. In the few months back, we saw the Amazon forest. It got fire. So how it got fire? So there are two elements like nobody is going to put a fire manually. How the fire is coming out? There are two bamboo trees. It is scratching each other. From there, fire is coming out. So that means the fire is, by outwardly we can see the fire is not there in the trees. It is all only the tree. But when they are scratching, the fire is appearing. So from there, the fire, that means the fire, the element also within that bamboo tree, it is there. So that element, it is coming out. So when it is coming out, that fire cannot be extinguished using our fire extinguisher things, whatever we have, our or whatever the fire extinguishers we have in our circumstances, whatever we are having, we have the lorry, we are taking the water. With that and all, we cannot extinguish that fire which is happening in the forest. So there are so many days the fire will happen in the forest until unless there is a rain. That rain only can close. That means if it is a fire happen, fire is happening. Only the other element like rain, it needs to happen naturally. That only cover means rectify that fire, clear that fire. There is no other way to clear that fire. So from this we can understand that those 5 elements are all not in our control. Suppose a flood is happening. So even though flood is happening, we are understanding that flood is going to come, but we are asking the people to go and safeguard in the particular place. And sometimes it is without our understanding, without our expectation also, flood is happening. So whatever the people are getting flushed out, the houses, everything is going flushed out, and tsunami is happening. So these are all not beyond our control, but we can understand that we can with our knowledge, with our whatever the advancement, we can understand that this is going to happen. That's all, but we cannot control those elements. So the 5 elements are, even though they are inferior to us, we cannot control. Those are all not in our control. So that means somebody else is controlling that. Who is the Supreme Lord, who is controlling those 5 elements. These are under the control of the entire cosmos creation is controlled by the Supreme Lord. So the same thing Krishna is explaining in Bhagavad Gita also. In Bhagavad Gita 9.4, Krishna is saying that Maya tatham idam sarvam jahat avyaktamurtinam mastani sarva bhūtāni nachādam teṣu avastitaha. So Krishna is saying in this sloka, by me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. So this is one of the important understanding you should have. So this is what we explain, like an analogy with the prime minister and the king. So he is there. All beings are in Krishna, but he is not in them. That's what he is saying. That means Krishna's energy is there everywhere. So entire universe is pervaded by his energy, is there in the unmanifested form. So unmanifested form, which is, so Krishna is there in the, that we are called as the Brahman realization. So there are three ways Lord is there in the three forms. One is there in the original form in the Goloka Vrindavana, in his only own form, body, and there's a spiritual body, transcendental body is there in the Goloka Vrindavana. And he is with the unmanifested form, he is pervaded everywhere. There is no place that Lord is not there, we can say. So that means he's pervaded, he's spreaded everywhere. Each and every place he was spreaded. There is no place Lord is not there. Lord's energy is not there. So, and the third form is living, is staying as the Paramatma in the all the living entities' heart. So these are the three. So here is talking about the unmanifested form, which is the formless. Lord is form, Lord form also, and also the formless. This is the understanding of the devotees of the Lord. But the Mayavadis, so for their understanding, they will understand by seeing this sloka, they are saying that, okay, Lord is in unmanifested form only. Like that they are saying. But he was showing his form to, in Mahabharata, the same, when this slokas or this knowledge is given to Arjuna, he was showing his form. He is in the form. He is showing his form and he is showing this eternal form. He is giving the special eyes to Arjuna to see his form. So that means with our normal eyes, we cannot see the Lord. So that means for to see the Lord itself, it requires a special eyes. Because with these eyes, we can see these five elements only. Whatever the made up of these five elements, that only we can see. We cannot see the transcendental activities, transcendental things. So even though the creation in this material world, some of the things we have some limitation. We cannot see even the bacteria, viruses, that also we cannot see, which is beyond the air, we are not able to see. So many things which is material also we are unable to see. That is our limitation of with this eyes. So to see the Lord with this plain eye, we cannot see. This is a kind of a meat eye. We cannot see, but we can see the Lord through the special eyes, which is Lord need to provide that. That is the transcendental eyes. So to see the Lord gave the special vision to Arjuna. So that is the reason he could be able to see the Lord. So in Bhagavad Gita 18.55, so Krishna is saying that who can understand the Lord? Bhaktya mam abhijanadi yavan yaschasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato jnatva vishate tat anantaram. So Krishna is saying that one can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And one is in full consciousness of me. By such devotion, we can enter into the kingdom of God. So these are two things he is mentioned, that who can understand the Supreme Lord? By who are all doing a devotional service, only that person can understand the Supreme Lord. And another things he is saying that who is with the full consciousness, who is doing the devotion, only that person can enter into the kingdom of the God. So this is the final chapter. Before concluding this Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving this knowledge to Arjuna. That means Krishna cannot be understand without the bhakti. Krishna cannot be understand because of is covered by the Yoga Maya. So Yoga Maya, because since it is covered by the Yoga Maya, Krishna cannot be, even though he is, we can see from the Mahabharata, we can see that even though there are many people who was able to face the Lord face to face, but only the Pandavas and their family, they were able to understand that he is the Supreme Lord. And Draupadi, he asked the help from him. He is able to help. He provided, she surrendered, Saranagati to Supreme Lord. He was able to, she got the unlimited length of sari. So these are all the pastimes of the Lord when the devotee understands the Supreme Lord and understanding his position and doing the devotion. So through devotion only, Lord can be understood. So this is the way it is in this purport, Prabhupada is explaining that, and also is quoting the Brahma-saṁhitā. So the Brahma-saṁhitā also is, Brahma is saying the same thing. And he's talking about the impersonalist. So by seeing that Lord is there in the unmanifested form, he's saying in Bhagavad Gita, the impersonalists, they catch hold of that point, and they will argue that Lord is only, there is no form for the Lord. But Lord is showing his form. With this form only, he is giving this knowledge of unmanifested form. But they won't talk about the form of the Lord. They will talk about what he spoke. So this is the halfway of understanding. So then further in this purport, Prabhupada is explaining that the impersonalist can imagine or even perceive that the Supreme Brahman is thus all-pervading, and therefore they conclude that there is no possibility of his personal form. Herein lies the mystery of his transcendental knowledge. This mystery is transcendental love of Godhead, and one who is surcharged with such transcendental love of Godhead can without difficulty see the personality of Godhead in every atom and every movable or immovable object. And at the same time, he can see the personality of Godhead is in his own abode, Goloka, enjoying eternal pastimes with his eternal associates, who are also expansions of his transcendental existence. This vision is the real mystery of spiritual knowledge, as stated by the Lord in the beginning. Sarahasyam tat angamcha. This mystery is the most confidential part of the knowledge of the Supreme, and it is impossible for the mental speculators to discover by dint of intellectual gymnastics. The mystery can be revealed through the process of recommended by Brahmaji in Brahma-saṁhitā as follows. So here also Lord is, Prabhupada is explaining about the Lord's impersonal form and the personal form. So only the personal form can be understood by the devotees only. Without spiritual knowledge, we cannot understand the Supreme Lord. With our mental speculation, however, how much ever we are the intellectual, we cannot use with our mental speculation, we cannot understand the Supreme Lord at all. Because Lord is there in his personal form as well as in the spiritual form. When he is without the formless also. Lord is form, he has the form as well as he has the formless. That is the understanding of the devotees. The Prahlad Maharaj he was giving the answer to his father the same way. Lord, where is the Lord? Where is your Lord? He's saying that Kan me Bhagwan hai. It's each and every atom Lord is there. He was saying. Then your Lord is there in this pillar. He's saying that yes, he is there in the pillar. Then he broke the pillar from inside. Lord appeared. So Lord is there. Each and every atom. His energy is there. So Lord's energy, there is no difference in that. So Lord is there, each and every atom, everywhere as the unmanifested form, and his manifested form is there in the Goloka Vrindavana. And Brahma-saṁhitā in the 5.38, what it is saying that Premanjana Charita Bhaktim Vilochanena Sandas Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achintya Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. He's saying that I worship the original personality of Godhead Govinda, whom the pure devotees, their eyes smeared with the ointment of love of Godhead, always observe within their hearts. This Govinda, the original personality of Godhead, is Shama with all transcendental qualities. So he's talking about the form of the Lord. And further, Prabhupada is explaining, therefore, although he is present in every atom, the Supreme Personality of Godhead may not be visible to the dry speculators. Still, the mystery is unfolded before the eyes of the pure devotees because their eyes are anointed with the love of Godhead. And this love of Godhead can be attained only by the practice of transcendental loving service of the Lord and nothing else. The vision of the devotee is not ordinary. It is purified by the process of devotional service. In other words, the universal elements are both within and without. Similarly, the Lord's name, form, quality, pastimes, entourage, etc., as they are described in the revealed scriptures or as they performed in the Vaikuṇṭhaloka, far beyond the material cosmic manifestation, are factually being televised and is the heart of the devotee. The man with a poor fund of knowledge cannot understand, although by material science one can see things far away by means of television. Actually, the spiritually developed person is able to have the television of the kingdom of God always reflected within his heart. That is the mystery of knowledge of the personality of Godhead. So this is also this only the devotee can understand. Lord will manifested his form and his knowledge to only the devotees who is like the devotion. This is the one of the mystery, because we can see that the television, we are seeing that some matches happening some 40 years back, some 30, 40 years back, we don't know. If something happening in the some of the other country, some matches, cricket matches happening. So we cannot see that cricket match over here. So there is then that time some radio was there or newspaper. The next day they will say that they played in that way, and this is because of somebody win the game. So that's the way the newspaper came in the existence. But later, through our advancement, what happened? We come up with the television, and later we are able to see live what is happening in the other part of the world immediately. So before that, people used to say that by hearing this knowledge through the Srimad Bhagavatam and all, they are saying that how is it possible? Something is happening in the spiritual world. Now, how a devotee can see that by sitting over here? It is all just a stories only. There is nothing. It's a mythology, kalpanik. It's kind of a imagination only, like that they used to say. But when the scientists discovered that the live telecast can happen from other place to other place, then they accepted, okay, this is, but still, they accepted that the television can happen, that match they can see, but Lord cannot be seen from whether he is there in the, he may be there in the Vaikuṇṭhaloka, but that cannot be seen by the devotee over here. But the devotees can see the Lord, even though they are in the material world. Lord is there in the spiritual world. They can be able to see. That's what that happened. That's what is explained in this Bhagavatam. Brahma is saying that even though he is Brahma born out of Supreme Lord, he born in the material world. Material creation is one of the material creation. Even though he is there in the material world, he was able to see the Supreme Vaikuṇṭhaloka. So in the previous chapters, we saw how he was explaining how the Vaikuṇṭhaloka looked like, how the Lord looked like. He was able to see the Lord, even though he is in the material world. He was sitting in the material world. In front of him, through his Lord gave him the eyes to see his form and the Vaikuṇṭhaloka, how it appears. So that is reason, through this sloka, we can understand that Lord and his energy is there, pervaded everywhere. And that means there is no difference between Lord and his energy. That means Lord is everywhere in the unmanifested form, and Lord is there in his personal form also in the Goloka Vrindavana. The similar way, so that means we need to accept both. He has the form, also he has a formless also. We cannot go with the impersonalist mental speculation that God has no form. So this is the understanding from this sloka and his purport. This is the big purport, but we can stop over here. Hare Krishna. Nirantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.